Thank you for tuning in to the Life of KG podcast. We are all about helping you guys in the beauty industry. Whether you're starting out in this industry or been in the business for years, we want to motivate you, educate you, and support you to grow. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to A Life of KG. Today we have back on the show Amy Lewis from Mooeys. Now, before when Amy come on the show, we talked about her story and her empire that she's building. And today I wanted her to come back on the show to talk about waxing. Now, Amy's a specialist in waxing. She has her own product range. She has her own training academy, and her training is actually insane. We're going to talk about that more later on in the show. But you might already be a waxer, or actually in your salons, you might not offer waxing yet. And I think after this show, it might sway you to actually offer waxing in the salon. And if you do offer waxing in the salon, then how we can do that even better and actually show you how profitable waxing is. So without further ado, here she is. So Amy, welcome back to A Life of KG, your second time on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. So for those that might not have listened to your previous episode, can you do an intro on who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Amy Lewis and I own a brand called Mooeys. So we've got two salons of our own in Farnham and Horsham, and we specialise in just nails and waxing. So we're absolute pros with all things waxing, but we specialise in intimate waxing with hot wax, and then all things gel nails and dry pedicures as well. And after opening my second salon, I wanted to see if it was like repeatable or what's the word? Replicable. That was the word, isn't it? So I wanted to see if it was replicable so I could see if I could franchise it, which it was. And so then I opened 2 franchises in the last couple of years, and I've got another one opening after lockdown, which is exciting. And then in the same time, I've been creating Mooeys Masters, which is a training program for qualified and unqualified therapists and our own product line as well. So something that is really great quality, but something that all therapists can access. And that's me.
I love it. And you've done so much over a short period of time of having Mooeys. Like, it's amazing. Like, congratulations.
I know. It's insane. Thank you. Because I opened it in 2013 and I was sort of in my early 30s. So it's a lot to achieve, but I always knew that that's what the goal was. But I needed to work in a million other jobs in the beauty industry to figure it out, learn with other people's money, and then, you know, set up my own.
Yeah, it's so good. So today I wanted to focus on waxing, which is very different for our podcast. Obviously we do all things beauty, but because I'm all lashes, we kind of get that kind of feel on the podcast, or business and that type of thing. And I think as a salon owner myself, I kind of forget about waxing. I put it on the back burner. It's kind of something that you don't really see us advertising, but it's something we have offered for 12 years. So I think after today, I think I'll completely change my mind after speaking to you. But why did you choose to specialise in waxing? Why waxing?
Well, one, because it's got the best margins other than massage. It's one of the best margins you can get in beauty if you buy the right product and you don't overuse it. Also, it's my favourite treatment to do. I learned how to wax proper. I say properly because in the UK, our basic training for waxing is really basic. And I went to Australia and I was traveling around the world, and I worked in Sydney for 6 months, and she's probably one of the best therapists I've ever worked with, and she just looked at me and went, you ain't touching any of our clients with that strip wax. It's not happening. And I was like, what do you mean? I know how to strip wax. I could do a bikini line with strip waxing. What do you talk about? And I mean, this was a long time ago, so I was 20, I think. So I got 20 years ago, and and so yeah, she taught me how to use hot wax, because when I was trained, it was still filtered, like it was still strange and reused. I mean, how gifting is that? It's disgusting. But yeah, so she taught me how to wax, and I was like, this is amazing. And from learning how to do it properly, I became really passionate about it. So then I kind of went and carried on my career in the industry and cruise ships and all of that. And then eventually I was working in quite a high job, and it was just a bit corporate and a really stressful role. And me and my husband were just sat on the train. He was my boyfriend at the time, and we were going to Bath. And he said, well, just humour me. Like, if you could do waxing, how many waxes would you need to do a day to make the money you're on? And it worked out like 4 or something a day. And I was like, this is it. I've got to do it. So that's, you know, combined with my absolute love for waxing, the skills that I'd learned, but then also the margins, I just knew that it would be the way forward. And nails, I love nails. And it tends to be the same therapist, like lashes, nails, waxing. It's like your creative therapists. It's not your holistic therapist. It tends to be the people that love doing makeup, the people that like long lasting results. But also I feel in like the way that the beauty industry is going, clients want that value where they have something that has a visible value for a period of time. So massage is lovely, but it's not a visible value, is it? You don't see it for a long period of time. Skincare is, lashes definitely is, and nails and wax. And I think that's where people are going to start investing a lot of their money, like clients wise. So yeah, that's it. Best margins, best treatments. That's it.
Let's talk about margins then. I'm going to move on to your product in a little while, but I've always seen it as profitable treatment, but I guess not as profitable as what it actually is. So tell me about margins and the profitability that's in waxing.
Wow, do you know, funny, I was doing this the other day actually, because I want to be really open as a supplier. I think it's really important because up until now it's kind of hidden, isn't it? Like, you know, people don't necessarily work out their margins and they just trust that the supplier has the right markup for like retail prices or whatever. And I set up my business master training last year, and I've got a whole section there about how to calculate your cost of sales and your gross margins and how to do all of that. And as I was doing it, I had a product, I won't say which one, but I had a product in my salon that was costing me 10% to sell it.
Wow.
Because of how poor the margin was. And I didn't even know until I'd done that exercise. So I've been buying this product thinking it was great, and it was a retail product for after a treatment, and it was costing me, after giving my 10% commission, and I was like, this is insane. I need to make sure that the margins I offer are correct. So for waxing, anything under 20% is good. And in beauty, anything under 20% cost of sale is good. And ours comes at about 16%, an average of 16%. Obviously, it depends on what you charge as well. And that's a massive deal breaker, because if you're charging £20 for an intimate wax, we charge 39, but we give a free eyebrow wax as just like a added value. It takes no time at all. It's just a nice thing. They get an eyebrow lip or chin wax. But if you're using a really good quality product and you're going to become a master of your trade, then you should charge a premium price and charge what you're worth. If someone's charging £20 for a hot wax, I would question what wax they're using and how they can make any money from that. It works for people that are working for themselves, but if you have a salon, standalone salon, you've got bills to pay, rent to pay, £20 ain't going to cut it. I won't make any money from that.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? I guess a lot of people don't even think about that. And I guess a lot of people as well, they just buy the wax, see that wax is, I don't know, £16 or whatever that might be for a packet of, say, hot wax, stick it in their wax pot, actually don't realise how many times the therapists are topping that up and just going through wax. Which is
and a lot of people don't even calculate how much how many waxes they would get out of a bag. So we've calculated we get 3.5 waxes, intimate waxes, and that is average. So if you've got like a really tiny lady with hardly any hair, or a medium-sized lady that's a hairy beast, or a massive lady with medium amount of hair, we've kind of calculated an average is 3 to 3.5 waxes out of one of our kilo bags, if it's used correctly at the right temperature, because that's a massive difference as well. If you're scared of the hot wax because you haven't necessarily had the right amount of training, then you'll be scared of a temperature, so therefore you'll have it thicker and you'll use twice as much. And if you don't have the right pre-wax oil, which is really good quality, you'll use twice as much product, but also your wax won't be as effective. So it's all the little things that add up that could stop you from making any profit, or you could make a significant profit. I mean, to be able to make 85% margin on a treatment is awesome, I think.
Yeah,
because and also like stock holding. Same with lashes. You don't have a huge stock holding level, I wouldn't imagine.
No.
So if you think of like facial ranges, and you have to have 150 products and they all do the same thing, like, or just different skin types, or you've got a professional and a retail range, that is all necessary, but that all eats into your margin. If you've got £5 worth of stock there doing nothing, it's like having an open bottle of champagne in the, you know, you spent £100 on a bottle of champagne, leave it in the fridge, forget about it, and have to tip it away. It's that same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if you do treatments like lashes where it's a low stock margin, like stock holding level, and a really high profit, that's where you'll make your big bucks.
Yeah, definitely. Because waxing doesn't take long, does it? Like, you're so
No.
good at waxing.
And the more you do it, the quicker you become, the more efficient you become. And also, I've been in recruitment. I've done so many different jobs in the beauty industry, and recruitment and business training is probably my favorite, and like anything to do with structures and systems and processes. And I've always found with therapists, if you have salons that have therapists that do 100 different treatments, no one's going to be brilliant at 100 different treatments, no matter how good your therapists are. If you're a salon owner, there is not going to be one therapist that is amazing at everything or is passionate about everything. Because I just do nails and waxing, I literally attract the creative types. So I have like a really great team, all a bit like-minded, all really creative, and they just become absolute pros, which means if someone leaves, I've got other therapists that can do the job and are equally as good or equally as trained. I don't have to spend £1,000 on more training. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very good
So
point.
it's a really important thing in the beauty industry, because it eats away. So if you think of every time you recruit a new person, you have to recruit them and then spend a couple of grand on training. And, you know, like if you've got 5 different facial ranges, for instance, then you've got £5 worth of stock for each one. All of that, you may charge £80 for a facial, but all of those things add up. With waxing, we just train them ourselves because we've created our own course to do it. And then we use our own wax now as well. So yeah, it's really easy. Recruitment's a really cheap and easy process for us, although no one leaves, to be fair. So it's great, but I don't have that problem because they don't leave. So
that's so good though, isn't it? I mean, you're doing something right if the staff aren't leaving. It's really nice to hear when salon owners have their staff for so many years. Like,
honestly, yeah. And I think like most of them are into their 5-6 years, and I've got like a commission and bonus structure that goes on for 5 years. And after that, I'm like, what do you give someone that's been there 5 years?
And
what do you do? And they've had they're on like a 3rd kid. They just come back and they leave. They stay forever. They've had the same Moo name since they started. And they've been there, and I love it. I absolutely love it because it's like a really tight-knit team, and the clients love it that they come back and then they go and then they come back again, and it's really cute.
That's so good. Educate us on products, as you're like product queen when it comes to waxing. A lot of salons, I reckon, I might be wrong, but I think a lot of salons would just pop to the wholesalers, grab their wax. They might maybe get more specialist wax if they're doing intimate waxing and hot waxing. Obviously you have your own range that's launched. I know you've given out tons of sample kits. We've got one and we can't wait to try it after lockdown finally. So educate me, what do you look for when it comes to ingredients in wax? Because I know that's something that they definitely look over. And why did you bring out your own range? What is different to yours than any other wax on the market?
Well, I mean, there's a few questions there, Katie. I'll work through them. The reason I brought out my own wax range, if I'm totally honest, because we do waxing, I wanted to create my own range because we were using 2 different waxes from one supplier, but I never found the perfect one. I used Lycon in Australia and it was great, but I hate the whole smashing it up and also really expensive. And so when I first set up Mooeys, I was looking at Lycon. They were like £1,500 just to buy their range in, and I was like, this is insane. So then I'm really experienced. I don't need Lycon to charge me £1,500 to tell me how to use their wax. That's what really miffed me. So I found some other ranges and I've used loads. We've gone through nearly every single range. The only one I didn't use is like the basic wholesale supplier ones. I won't say which ones they are, but they're the basic ones. I wouldn't use them. And I don't like film waxes. So, you know, the ones that come in slabs, like blocks.
Yeah.
And you break the blocks. I've never liked that because they don't get the fluffy hairs. They're quite a thick wax. They're a low melting temperature, but I've never liked them. So I kind of tried everything. And in the end, we had 2 waxes that we were mixing together to get the one we wanted. And I just, and I'd done that with 2 different suppliers. And I was like, this is insane. This is stupid. I'm going to create the one that I really want. I'm going to create what we want to use. And also, I year on wax. I thought, well, if I'm going to spend that sort of money, one, I want to spend it on the products that I want to use, and secondly, I want to reduce my margins, like increase my margins, reduce my cost of sale by having my own. And then because of that, I then was like, I started looking into ingredients and the pre and post wax care. And again, I was that therapist, I was that salon owner that didn't really spend much time and money on the pre and post care. But then when I started looking into it, we were always using this pre-wax oil because you should before a hot wax. And I always loved it. And it was a spray and I thought it was amazing. Well, I'm not kidding you, Katie. When I started looking into it, it was a synthetic oil because I was like, why can't I get any of these oils to spray? Why is this not working? And then I looked at the ingredients, researched it, and it was synthetic. It was a man-made like byproduct of diesel.
Wow.
I was so upset. So I was like, that's it, adamant, I'm not going to use any crap. I want to give my clients natural products, really good quality products. And that's where it came about. But then also, I'm not a fan of a million different products because at the end of the day, just because they smell different, do we need it? Like, again, as a businesswoman, do I need 5 different waxes because they smell of strawberry or chocolate? No. One wax that does a good job and keeps my stock levels low.
I haven't thought of that. Why do we have so many? Well, we don't, but why do people have so many waxes and different colours? And
because they think that they need that to keep their clients, maybe, or they want to offer it. I understand if they've got different properties and they do things, but we didn't need that. And also I'm all about making money. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm all about my salons being profitable. They're not going to be profitable if I've got 10 different types of waxing or waxes available that do the same thing. Same as pre and postnatal care. I don't need 5 after wax lotions to tell my client that you can have one makes smell of strawberry or another one that makes them smell of tea tree. Like, I don't care. They don't care.
No.
They just want a good wax with a good result. So I was like, well, I'm going to keep it really tight, really streamlined, but also make them multifunctional so that they are fully retailable as well as professional use. And I really am passionate about doing my bit for the environment. So I wanted everything that was refillable, reusable, recyclable. Now, when it comes to ingredients, the only thing I can't get vegan friendly is my hot wax.
Oh, really?
I've tried, I'm working on it. But my supplier, he knows how fussy I am. So he sent me a couple of samples of vegan wax, but I just don't like it because it's not got the beeswax in it. And the beeswax is what stops it from being vegan friendly. But the beeswax is what gives it the consistency that we love. So I'm working with a supplier to try and make something. However, I've done a poll within my clients and my team. Don't care. So do I spend all my time and energy on 10% or do I spend all my time and energy on the 90?
Yeah.
So it will change, and it's definitely something I want to bring in, but all of the other products are vegan friendly, cruelty free. All of them are.
It's like you've done that research with your clients as well to find out actually it's only 10% off clients that might be interested.
And my strip wax is vegan friendly. So, I mean, I would never do strip wax on the face. That is our rule. We never do strip wax on the face or on intimate area. And I personally believe, I don't know if that will happen, but I think insurers will stop insuring people that using strip wax on the face in the future.
Do you
I'm
think?
just putting it out there. Yeah. Because that's their biggest complaint. Is eyebrow and lip skin removal from strip wax.
So your hot wax, is that okay for intimate and facial, or do you have everything? So it is interchangeable, you don't have to have separate waxes.
No. It's like it's not a creamy hot wax, because creamy hot waxes are great, but I don't think they pick up the little fluffy hairs. It's gel hot wax, so it has a really lovely consistency. It has a low melting temperature, but it does take a while to set. But again, I could either have something that set really quickly and didn't give the same results, or have something that took a little bit longer and gave better results. So we went with that. But the pre and postnatal care, I've made my own signature blend of essential oils. So it's all things that have incredible properties. So again, there's no synthetic. The oil is completely natural and nut free, which I love. I'm so proud of that product because it's. But the essential oils are lavender, palmarosa, neroli, rose and geranium, and spearmint. Wow. So all of them have, I mean, it's beautiful, but all of them have properties that are antiseptic, healing, antibacterial, soothing, calming, all of the beautiful properties you need. And that's our signature blend across all of it. And then the cleanser is an aloe vera and rose water. That's it. No. So natural, just a cleanser. So you can use it as a toner, you can use it as an eye makeup remover, you can use it as whatever you want. Oil is a nice body treatment oil, and the aloe vera lotion, because it's aloe vera based with our oils, we use it as an after wax lotion. You can use it as a lotion, you could use it as an after sun lotion, we use it in manicures and pedicures too. So like, you then cutting down on all of that stock level.
Definitely. You said about professional and retail. Do you have separate ranges, or is it all one?
No, I have in the Mooeys, which is the aloe vera lotion, we have it in a 200ml bottle and a 1 litre bottle. So professional use, you can get the 1 litres. And then all 3 products come as a 200ml standard and then 5 litres. So I'm in the process, because my husband's quite handy and he does a lot of the work for me. We are designing a refill station, and I'm going to launch it when we open the salons, if he can pull his finger out, hopefully. But he is doing. I want something where clients can just come in, refill their own products, therapists can fill up their products, and it's all just from the 5 litres. It saves all of the excess packaging. It's really simple. There's no excess labels, all of that. There's no printing, production. It's really simple. But then also the clients get it a little bit cheaper, and the margins are better because you're buying it in bulk with all of the without all the fancy packaging. So that's kind of the next goal. So we'll see. Watch this space.
Oh, exciting. So much going on all the time. I bet your brain is like ticking over all of the time, like what next?
Yeah. Do you know what though, Katie? Same as you, I love it. I love this industry so much, and I love that once you create a really strong brand, you can do whatever you want, wherever you want it to. You're capable of doing that, and doesn't it? And what your integrity is and what your core values are and all of that jazz. I mean, we could talk forever about everything, I'm sure.
I know, definitely. You mentioned when someone has intimate waxing, you offer either eyebrow wax, chin or lip, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys do in your service that makes it more of a nicer treatment than people dreading to come in for that wax? Is there any tips that you can give salon owners that maybe they could recreate in their salon?
Do you know what? This is a tough one, because we always have the added service. We always have the courses, which clients love because they come in all the time and they book them. We have the treat card points. But as far as the enjoyable service, it is all down to the therapist. Because once they're in that room, you don't know what's going on. And it is all down to the banter and the relationship that therapist has. But our salons, we have no twinkle music. I worked in spas for years. I was adamant I never want to hear Enya or whale music or anything twinkly ever again. So we have really fun, energetic, I mean, it's a really eclectic mix of music, and we spend a lot of time and effort creating our playlist, but we have all of that throughout the whole salons. And it's just more of a fun, friendly vibe. So it's not really that kind of, it's always very professional, but it's not that kind of, formality that you would normally have. So I tend to recruit the therapists that fit into that environment. So because they are certain personalities, they're normally very bubbly, very chatty, clients really look forward to coming in to spend the time with them rather than worry about having the treatment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, that is so good. And it is about recruiting staff, therapists that do fit in with your brand. Otherwise, it can change the whole dynamics of the salon and other team members.
Yeah. It will change everything, but also you have to stay true to what you started in the first place. You know, those people that want those salons with the twinkly music and they want it all very clean and clinical, that is great. My therapist would not suit that environment. The therapists that I work with are quite vivacious and fun and chatty and bubbly, and it's because it's a sociable space. And people love coming in, they look forward to it. It's like they're coming in and hanging out in someone's living room and having a glass of Prosecco at the same time. It's all that environment. So we get a lot of mums, they come with their kids. It's a really different, unique experience in the beauty world, because I wanted somewhere that I wanted to go. That's what I created. And I want a therapist that has a chat with me, not just ask me how, if I'm going on holiday, but actually knows my kids' names and what I'm up to. And if I'm, you know, like the stories you hear when you're doing waxing, you've got your clients with their legs akimbo, you know everything about them. So you need your therapist to, one, be really okay with that. It just takes a certain type of therapist, and it's not right for everybody. But I think it's really important as a business owner to identify the people that is suitable for, and put your energy and time into making them masters of that trade. So they are then more empowered, I suppose. They're more confident in what they're doing. They're not forced to do treatments that don't suit them and they don't enjoy so much. Just create like pockets of incredible therapists that are masters of certain things. That's what I would suggest.
Definitely. And going on to masters, you've got your training academy, which I absolutely love. It's involved in your training, and I don't think there's anything else like it on the market. Like, tell me about your courses and how they're structured.
So we've got 3 waxing courses. The Essential Master is for people that haven't got any wax experience and want to get into it, which you should if you don't do waxing already, because there's a lot of money in it if you do it well. Then that's a 3-day course. And then I've got the hot wax conversion. So because we don't really cover hot wax in the UK in training, it's kind of like bypass. We do it because we have to pass, but we don't really go into that much detail. Well, on the face and bikini areas, you will never go back to strip waxing again. Once you find the right product, you know how to use it properly. And then Intimate Master is 2 days. And the intimate one's probably the most unique one, because we do pre and postnatal care and sexual health. And all of the courses, they have to do the domestic violence training online with behind the mask as well. So it's more about, when I put these together, it was about what the clients need and how does a therapist stand out from her competition or their competition. And I know from doing waxing so long, one of the most common questions is, does it look normal? Especially for mums, new mums. And I done this when I became a mum, but also as a therapist before I had children. I was always very conscious of this. So, you know, those mums, they go and they get signed off after they've had a baby by the doctors, and then they come in for a treatment, and you're normally the first one to see it. So I personally believe that if that's the case, then we should give our clients a better service. We should be fully comfortable to say yes or no. If there's something wrong, if like a health problem, we go over contraindications, but we go into them in a lot more detail and a lot more health side of things. Like, we learn about contraindications, but do we learn really why we can't do it and what that medical is? And then we cover, like, wax application and removal's easy. I can train you that in half a day, but the other stuff is how to be incredible, how to give an incredible service, and do more than what anybody else is doing in your area, and really take care of those mums, because once you take care of them, they are the most loyal clients ever. They will not go anywhere else. And we see them until the day. I mean, we had one lady that went into labour within like half an hour while she was in the wax room. She was like, I'll be fine, it's my 4th kid, I know what I'm doing, don't worry, just keep waxing. But also, like, understanding clients is another one, especially for younger therapists. They go into the industry, they go into a salon, and no one teaches them about particular clients. You know, we've got names for them because everyone's a moo. So, like, for instance, Intimidator Moo. What do you do with that client if you've got no experience? How do you know how to deal with the intimidating moo? We all know them. We've all had them. Some of us are them. I know that I can be sometimes. So, you know, how do we deal with that person? Why are they the way they are? And what we've had, the response we've had is people love that psychology side of things. And I'm not a psychologist, I just know people and I know clients, and I just want to pass that on. So yeah, they're the 3 waxing courses, and then I've got the Business Master as well, which is kind of like my baby of love. And it's a 4-day course, or 2 times 2 days, which we cover everything about how to run a business, how to look at your margins, how to market it, how to recruit, how to do HR. So it's really for those people that either have gone into running their own salon and have never had any management experience before. It's a brilliant course for people like that, or for people that want to step out of their business and want an assistant manager to step up, but haven't got the time to train them. So send them to me for 4 days. Let me sort them out.
And I would be more than confident sending the manager to you and being like, there you go, Amy, sort her out for me.
Sort her out. Do you know, because also, it's just like understanding. And not, you know, a lot of people don't understand our responsibilities as a business owner. So like music license and GDPR and health and safety, all those sorts of things we cover, but also we cover who your client is, who your target audience is. How do you figure that out? How do you attract the right client that you're comfortable with? Like Mooeys attracts a certain clientele, and I adore them. They adore us and we adore them, because it's a match made in heaven. I'm not pretentious in any way, shape or form, and I will treat everybody the same no matter how much money they've got. But the beauty of that is that we attract people from all walks of life, all wealth and poverty. We get everybody, and not one person gives a shit.
Yeah,
it's probably one of my most proud moments, you know, when you see those clients. I think I said that on my last podcast, but I just love that it so much, because why should people be treated differently? But if you put yourself up a certain type of salon or premium or this or that, you attract a certain clientele. That's great. Looking for I want everyday people. And I also love having awesome. So our therapists are awesome and our clients are awesome, and it's kind of like a marriage made in heaven. And I just want to help other salon owners find their people, their herd, their tribe, you know, because once you attract the right people that you're happy with, you're comfortable with, honestly, business just flourish. It's awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree. Do you feel that waxing is a treatment that you need to be retrained in? Or do you think if you can wax, you can wax? Like a bit like nails, lashes, that type of thing. We're always evolving. We're always going on new courses of masters, etc. Is that the same with waxing? Or do you think when you can wax, you can wax?
I think it all depends on where you're working or what you want. If you just want to do half leg waxing, and you want to work on your own doing half leg waxing, then there's nothing wrong with carrying on as you were, what you learned from college. However, if you only learned one way and you've been doing it the same way the whole time, then investment in your own knowledge is always going to lead to more success, right? And whatever you put your time and energy into, you will improve. So if you want to become better at waxing, or if you want to have a reputation for waxing because the margin's so great, same as nails, you know, you could do nails like you learned from college, but I mean, most of the people that I've interviewed, so you know, it doesn't mean that you're great straight away, but it also depends on the places you're working and the time and effort they put into people. I would say, if whatever you want to do, if you want to become a master of something, or you want to become a pro at something, you want to charge premium prices, you have to invest in your own knowledge.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really important.
Even say, for example, my team, like, they're fabulous, they're great at waxing, they've done their college standard training, and then obviously been with me for years and years. Like, all of mine kind of stay for years as well. It's amazing, and they're really quick, etc. But when I talk to you about your courses, I want to send them all on it, because like, they know how to wax, that's not the issue, but I want them to know about all the STIs and the pregnancy post and all of that stuff. I want them to know all of that. And obviously you learn on the job and you kind of find out how to deal with certain clients and stuff, but to have it as intense and as formative as you do, I just think everyone should know that. Like,
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, like in college they do not go over STIs. Like,
no. And also because so many STIs are like invisible, and I mean it's grim, but it's brilliant at the same time, because if you know what discharge you're looking at, you're doing intimate wax and it's going to happen, then you know if there's a problem. And I had a client, this is where a lot of this stemmed from. I had a client that had a significant hole, and it was in the bottom of her back, and she would never have known it was there. And I told her that it was there, as most therapists would, but I knew it was not right. But it was having the confidence. Now I had a lot of experience, so I had the confidence to say that to her, that she needs medical attention, and she thanked me massively afterwards, and it was really serious.
Wow.
And then after this I was like, do you know, I really want to help other therapists have that level of confidence to say there was something wrong, and it's our duty. We look at people more than anybody else would look at their private parts. We have conversations with them about more things they would talk to their best friends about. We have a full platform to look after people, and beauty therapists are incredible humans. Everybody gives a damn. Everybody loves doing what they do, otherwise we wouldn't do it, because the money's not always there, is it? As a beauty therapist. So we do it because we love it. So if we love it, then surely we should give that extra level of care. And if everybody does that, then we can all charge a premium price. We can all charge what we're worth. We won't have to worry about undercutting each other. We can all just charge a really good price, and people won't choose based on price, because we're all ideally charging what we're worth. That's my idealistic theory.
Would in our industry be so amazing if everyone charged exactly the same? I mean, I think we should make that law.
We should, and we should make sure that a lot of this training is a standard training. You know, we should know about STIs in beauty training. We should know about more contraindications than what we cover. However, at the minute we don't, and I think it's our duty, if as business owners and managers, we really should find those therapists that love waxing and invest our time into them. But like, you know, your lashes, right? You're all lashes, you love lashes and nails. They're your passions. Find those people that are doing waxing. If that's not your passion, you're not going to train them in waxing. You're going to train them what you know. Send them off. Get them wax specialists. They'll make more money for you, for sure. And they'll be happier, and they'll stick around longer, and they'll know more. So your reputation will increase. All of those things. It's awesome.
Okay. I love it. Amy, where can people contact you? I'm sure everyone's going to be wanting to know more about your courses, where they could buy your products. Where is best to get in touch?
Website, mooeysmasters.co.uk. All the courses are booked online. There's starter packages. We can come to salons, and who's awesome. She is one of the best trainers I've ever met. She's been my salon manager for 5 years now as well, and she has trained every single one of our staff. I trained her, and she's carried on. She's awesome. So we go to the salon, or you can come to our training centre in Hazelmere. And our products are all sold online as well. It's all there. And if not, just DM me. It's me that manages social media. DM me.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for coming on, Amy. I appreciate it. I know how busy you are. So just thank you very, very much. And if anyone's got any questions at all, then feel free to just connect with Amy, and I'm sure she'll help.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're so welcome.
If you love this episode, please share and tag us on social media at KG Salon.
I always follow them.
If you're a salon owner and would like to join our membership program, coffee, cake, and chat, get in touch for a space. Be around a like-minded tribe. Have 400 pounds worth of mentoring a month. And push yourself to the next level.
I love being a part of such a great community.
Until next time, have an amazing, successful week.